so much is the dedication on the channel that we've actually flown out to Brazil regarding the West Ham signing. Okay, all right. Not quite Brazil. It's Mallorca. I'm on holiday. But I'll tell you what, it's like wish you were here actually doing this video today. It's really, really nice. I'm sorry if I make anyone jealous that's back home and stuck in the middle of a week. But I'll tell you what though, got some really good news in regards to West Ham. We got our first signing of the summer. I know that we did this previously. We did this with Bruno, said the deal was done, and then it collapsed at the last minute. Now look, he hasn't put pen to paper yet, Guilherme, so it can change. It's not to say that it definitely is, you know, it's 100% done, but he's in London. He's had his medical now, and there is, as we understand it, the sort of the media stuff's being dealt with as well. So it's likely he's going to be officially announced on Wednesday morning. We understand it at the moment. Now, this is a huge sign for West Ham. It really is. This is one that, do you know what? It gives me hope for the future of the club, because it's not a sign that we usually do. We don't usually go for young up and coming stars. Do you know what I mean? We're not. You get one shot at these players just once, because if they go on to become superstars, they tend to do it pretty quickly, don't they? And then the big clubs get them. So the level that we are at, we're only going to get one shot at it. Guilherme's very highly rated. There's many clubs across Europe that have been interested in him, Liverpool being one that was very keen, and I believe that we're looking to table a bid this summer. So, but we've managed to get in there early. As we know, Tim Steidten was out in Brazil. He's actually been there about 4 times, hasn't he? I think he's become a resident of that country now. But he's over January, we reported quite a fair bit that he was looking at certain players. Now, Guilherme was one of them. So, yeah, as we understand it, I've just got my notes in front of me here, that he's flown into London, he's had his medical, he's having his medical as we speak. We understand that's going to be concluded today, and then, as I say, the announcement will be tomorrow. £23 million deal up front, which is then with £7 million add-on, so total is a £30 million deal. He's 18 years old, and not only is he 18 years old, he's only just turned 18. Well, he turned 18 this year, February, so he's a very young lad. And that West Ham are forking out that kind of money for an 18-year-old. I think that shows you the sort of prospect that we're dealing with here. He is labelled, right, as the next Ronaldinho. This is coming from a fair few journalists out in Brazil. Now, we've been talking to a fair few of them as well, and they highly rate him. They are regarding him as their sort of next superstar. So this could be a massive, massive sign for West Ham. They've also put in a 20% sell-on clause. So some fans are a little bit funny about this, and they said this about Kudus and saying, well, why are West Ham allowing this to happen? Why are we basically saying that we're likely to sell him in the future? I've got absolutely no problem with this, because you look at clubs like Brighton, Brentford that do things the right way. They bring players in knowing the reality is they're not going to be keeping them for their full career. So we look to maximise our efforts. So bring him in, get him on a long-term deal. It's a 5-year contract, by the way, he's signing. So it's not as if he's only going to be here for one season. And let's just say he does have an amazing season for West Ham, or we only have him for one season. I doubt that's going to be the case, but let's just imagine that does. You'd make a huge profit on him, and then you can go and reinvest it. This is what we want to see at West Ham. We don't want to keep seeing the club spending money on has-beens or players that are coming towards the end of their careers and spending all this money on them. I just think that it's a worthwhile gamble for West Ham to take, and it shows the club are going in a direction that we've all been wanting to see. This is why I brought Tim Steidten into the club, you know. So I'm delighted with it. I really feel this is a new West Ham, and one that we've all been kind of craving. I want to say all been craving, but the majority of us have been craving. So yeah, I'm very excited by it. So he's played for Palmeiras in Brazil, and he's also played for Brazil's under-17s and under-20s side. He hasn't made the senior team just yet, but as I say, he's very young, so that would be quite surprising if he was playing for them at this age. He's a right winger, which is... It's interesting the fact he plays the right wing, because you kind of then wonder where he's fitting in the system. I'm really intrigued to know what Lopetegui's got up his sleeve in terms of the plans for the side this season, because obviously typically you'd expect Jarrod Bowen to be there with a striker up front, Kudus playing out on the left. My guess then is that possibly we're looking at Bowen playing more of a striker role, possibly this season, although we are looking at strikers. So then you're then looking at Kudus, where's he fitting into the side? Is he playing a more central role this season under the new manager? We don't know what's going on with Paqueta at the moment, do we? I mean, that's anyone's guess whether he's going to be available for West Ham or not. I mean, this is really rumbling on. I'm expecting we're going to get some news on that very soon, actually, in terms of whether Paqueta's going to be available to us. It appears at this stage, sorry to sort of go off on a tangent here, but it appears with regards to Paqueta that they've extended the deadline for him to respond, because the team want to get their evidence together. This could play into West Ham's hands, actually, because it's likely this is going to drag on for a few months. And while it's going on and there's no conclusion to the Paqueta deal, he can still play. So it could be whether he is available for West Ham for the start of the season. So it could be a bit of a blessing, actually, the way things are panning out. As I said, when we go back to Guilherme, this is a really exciting signing. I'm chuffed, and as I say, it gives me the sort of belief that the club is going in the right direction. We wanted to see a more coherent plan when it comes from the manager to the technical director in terms of Stuyton, and having this bond in what they want to do. So to bring a player in of this quality, so highly rated, and the fact he's 18 as well, just gives you like a belief that we could have a real star in our hands here, considering the fact how much we're paying for him as well. It's a gamble. I do think it as well. It do think, you've got a young lad coming over from halfway across the world. It does make you think, okay, is he going to be okay settling in? I really hope it does work out, of course. But look, exciting times at West Ham, and Guilherme, expected to be announced tomorrow. Come on, you ones.